Even if you don't hire me, I want you to know that your brand is not impactful because it's not yours. And so today's episode is more so a PSA for folks who are in the branding space, who are starting businesses, who are rebranding their businesses. Um, Many times I'm building assets for people, websites, so on and so forth. And I typically hear them say, um, you know, I've seen this website that I really love or this brand that I really love, and I want mine to look just like that. And while it's okay to have inspiration of, seeing things that people do well and saying, hey, I want to emulate that, or, I want to put my own spin on it, people are just taking it, copying it, and running with it. And the major issue with that is it's not authentic, it's not yours, and it'll eventually lead you back to square one, where you have to start all over and rebrand and try to figure out where you want to go and what you want to do. And so it is important that you understand that being you is the best thing out there. Gone are the days where people are buying from a company just because. People want to know who you are. They want to know, your humor, whether it's dry. But people love people. As much as we say we hate people, we still love people, and we love what makes people unique and what makes you you. And so build your brand on how amazing you are and stop trying to copy other people. Something that I find really funny is, a lot of these lush, luxurious looking brands have, brand photos where they got the suit on, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's their style. Absolutely, do your thing. But it's funny when, someone probably wears sweats all the time, has their hair in a bun, and they're out there wearing a suit because they think that that's what's going to sell. And it's like, no one's ever seen you in a suit, but you feel like you should base your entire brand on that specific look. No, that's not going to work out because it's not authentic. It's not you. When you go on live randomly, people are not going to see you looking all made up and done up and in that setting that you made them perceive you were in. So be you, love yourself, and know that there's value in the unique nature of who you are. So I want to talk about a couple of ways that you can make your brand unique. And so I put down a few examples that, I feel like we can go through just to give you guys some ideas on the ways that you can make yourself stand out, which should be very easy. But hey, it's not easy for everybody. So let me paint a picture for you. Let's say that you like cats, and your personal brand is about organization. And so while in your mind you may think that those two things don't really go together, they actually can. So I'm sure many of us have seen videos of cats being cats and pushing boundaries. And I'm pretty sure you've seen a video of someone having their cat on the counter and they're like, hey, don't you even dare push that down. And what does the cat do? And that very thing that you tell them not to push down is splattered on the floor, right? So I'm not a cat, I don't want to say owner, but I don't have a cat in my house. And so I can't testify to it for sure. But based on what I've seen, I can see that cats like to push things down. And so your brand can be about incorporating your cat into how you organize. And so you can curate a list, maybe on Amazon, maybe some of your own creations. And you can say, hey, these are some shatterproof or cat-proofed organization tips. Maybe take, I don't know what I'm talking about, but let's say take a cloth container, maybe something like this, right? That I use for my pens and stuff. And put it on your shelves. When it falls down, it's not going to break, so on and so forth. And then you can literally show them content or videos curated towards your cat knocking something down and it not breaking, or them trying to knock something down, but because there's some weight at the bottom of the container, they're not able to successfully do that. So your space stays clean or stays organized, so on and so forth. Like, these are different ways that you can incorporate who you are with what you do to create a personal brand. And so, that's one example. Another is, let's say you love fitness, but you love desserts because desserts are good. So you can create a brand that teaches folks how to enjoy both and still be happy and healthy, because that is real life. You can exercise, you can have your sweets, and you can still be okay. Health and wellness is a general spectrum, but you should be able to do all the things that you enjoy in moderation and still live a happy, healthy life. So, for example, I'm giving you out ideas and whatnot, but let's say on the header of your website, there's literally like a zigzag, right? And on one side, you have your fitness self screaming at your dessert eating self. So it's two of you, but it's basically like your alter egos going against each other. And you can use your entire brand to show people that it's actually not a war between the two, but the two can completely coexist in a healthy manner that doesn't deprive you, that doesn't make you miserable. And so you can play off of this alter ego feud, but it's not really a feud thing, in order to build this personal brand. What else can I think of? Maybe you are a mechanic, but you're also a mom who loves to spend time with her kids. So based on the age of your kid and what's safe, maybe you could have some content around showing your kid how to, change their first tire without needing anyone's help. And so you can, in turn, while you're fixing cars and doing all those things, you could turn your brand into something geared towards what your kids should know how to do before they see a technician or a mechanic, so on and so forth. And incorporate your kids into that. Say, hey, pass me the wrench. I don't know other tool names, but pass me a lug nut. It's not my area, but do what you can. Find different ways to make your brand more about who you are, because at the end of the day, that's what people are buying. They're buying you, and not to make you sound like you're for sale or anything, but they're buying your personality. They're buying the experiences that they love about you. And so it's not just about your product. It's not just about your service. It's about your personality. People want to relate to whoever they're spending their dollars with, these hard-earned dollars. And so be you, be unique. Stop trying to copy other people, because it's not going to last. And then you'll come back and say, hey, that direction that I went in wasn't working. It wasn't working because it wasn't yours. It wasn't a strategy centered on you. It was a strategy centered on what you saw somebody else doing and may have perceived them to be more successful. So you said, hey, let me go and do that, because that's probably the formula for my success. The formula for your success lies in you being who you are. And so even if you don't hire me, listen, your brand is not impactful because it's not yours. So let me introduce myself. My name is Cynthia Kita, and I work here at Gyidi Design Firm as a brand strategist and web designer. And here we create thriving brands that stand the test of time through strategy, because we don't want you to constantly go through the pain and the hassle and spending money for constant rebrands. And so, as I mentioned today, everything is about you and your unique nature. So what I will say is I offer a brand strategy workshop. It is a 3-hour time that we spend where we discuss your brand core, which is your vision, your values and your purpose, your brand positioning, your market, market and target audience, your market, um, and your brand persona. And so that's your voice, your personality, your archetype, all of those things. We basically break down your business to the very root and rebuild that foundation to make it stronger so that your brand will last, so that you know what you're doing, you know how your decisions should be influenced, you know how it's affecting your audience, how to relate to your audience. It touches so many things, and I truly believe that it'll be beneficial for you to sign up for our workshop today. And you can do that by visiting our website, gddesigns.com/get started. So, as I always say, you don't have to hire me, but if you do, you definitely won't regret it. You'll actually have a great time. So, finally, even if you don't hire me, I want you to know that your brand is not impactful because it's not yours. And so, love yourself. You're amazing. Once again, PSA, you don't need to be anybody that you're not, because who you are is more than enough. And so make that the shining factor of your brand, and I promise it'll do well. So see you next time.